Hi, my name is Caitlin Davis, and I'm here today to give you a little bit of an overview of my responses to the prompts this week for the End of Molasses Classes book. So I really thought the information was amazing, and it really challenged me to stop and think about how well I get to know my students. I know it was something that I always said, like, yes, I gotta get to know my students, but I'd never thought about how do I actually do that. And so I did some research just to find some cool ways that other teachers have gotten to know their students and ways that I think that I can also apply within my classroom. So the first is a first week of school me bags. You give the students a little bag with different questions on it, and then they get to fill the bag with things like what are their favorite things to read. They can put favorite books in there. They can do what's your favorite kind of candy. You can put that in there. So really anything that just relates to them. And I'll provide them with a list of questions, and then we can do like a bag reveal where we get to share with each other what's in our bags and why it's in our bags and all of that. I found another getting to know you activity where it's the Skittles and you have different colors and each color has a prompt on it, and they created this paper that just had different sections in it for each one, and they got to fill that out. And then I was thinking that's something we could hang up in the classroom or in the hallway to kind of, emphasize that getting to know us and developing that sense of community. So for traditions, I also had to do some research just to find some unique traditions that I thought would be very nice for my future classrooms. And the first one that I kind of started thinking about is, what if I had my students at the end of the year or towards the end of the year write letters or notes, or even it could be a video clip of how they felt their first day of school, and then how, if I was in second grade, how did second grade go? And ask them questions about that then the following year on the first day of school or so, I can show the new students so they can see the faces of my previous students and kind of hopefully develop that sense of community and you're not on your own. So that was one tradition that I thought of. Greeting students, I think that's been a lot of emphasis within our class up to this point, and I think that is so important, and I would really love to develop some tradition of how do I greet my students in the morning. I really like the idea where the students got to point to which picture and how they wanted to greet their teacher that day, so I thought that was really cool as well. I also found a theme show and tell. The example that was used was, if you're studying angles in math, find something that has an obtuse angle in it in your home and then bring it back and show it off and explain it to the class. So things like that could be really fun for them. I know jokes of the week can be really fun. I know I have younger siblings and they all love telling jokes, so I thought that could be a fun way to, make it a positive atmosphere. Even just, we're going to have a moment to just laugh and enjoy our time together. So I thought that would be really cool. Another one that I found was a mini room transformation, where at the end of each unit, they do this big, decorate your room for a theme, and then the students come in and they get to apply what they've spent the unit studying. So I thought that was really cool. And then another way that I was thinking about getting how important it is to get to know your students, where Ron Clark talked about the example of what can they do for the girls and what do they know about the girls. And in that case, it was all the boys that they were all the famous actors and singers and boys that they were interested in. And I started thinking about how that can also be very important. I've seen that within my field and just some of the ways that I was able to connect with students and things that they were interested in that were popular at the time, like video games or people. I remember when the JoJo Siwa thing came out, that was a time when I was in the field and I knew who that was because I had younger siblings. So it was easy to keep up with it then, but I think in my future, I need to be intentional on how I keep up with that so I can know what my students are interested in and then draw on those interests to be able to apply that to our content to hopefully engage them on a deeper level. So that's a little bit of a brief overview of some of the ideas that I had and some of the traditions that I found and think that would be really neat to incorporate into my future classrooms, and then just being intentional about how I get to know my students and doing it in a safe way that they feel safe and can truly open up and share about who they are and be aware of the things that they're interested in. Thank you.